All right, it says I am live, coming to you from the online Big Blue Studios. What's going on, Dylan? ECK, what's up? Mike Lee, everyone in the house. We're going to wait a few minutes till we get everyone on board because it's not going to be just a rant. It's going to be an objective rant. Hey, Jay, what's going on? It's going to be an objective rant. We're not just going to rant to rant because we want to rant, because you know what? People say you lose your fan card if you don't agree with what the team does. So, but you know what we need to do? I always tell the truth. You're part up in South Beach. I wish, but I will not say that I wasn't partying. I won't get in. I'm not. Let's just put it this way. I just got back. So, you know what? Let's jump into it. All right, everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. I left my Homer card in my other pants pocket, so you know what? We're going to speak the truth about the New York Football Giants. Good, bad, or indifferent, we always bring it the right way, and I love it because some of the comments, I love my comments. I really do. My comments are awesome. My comments tell me how stupid I am, how I don't understand football, how I don't know anything, how just, oh, my God. If I was a weaker person, I'd probably look at those comments and go, boy, I really suck. But you know what? I know I don't suck. I know I'm awesome. Need some of the coffee to keep me going, man. Need some coffee. All right, what's going on, guys? Hey, what's going on, everyone? You know who that is? What's going on, Mr. Lewis? I'm excited about Golladay. I'm excited about Kenny. I am not saying I'm not excited about it. And I did a whole thing that I said in my video from a football standpoint, from a football perspective. He is a good signing to bring in on the team. Said that right off the bat. Didn't even think twice about it. I said that. But from a fiscal standpoint, salary cap wise, even with the details of the contract, we are going to be in tough shape for 2022. And I know fans will say it's not your money. What do you care that we're not going to have any money in 2022? Now, I will give the Giants credit. Let's see, it's only $4.5 million in cap space this year, $1 million salary, $3.5 million signing bonus, $250,000 per game bonus. 21, it jumps up to $21.5 million. And yes, Mr. Lewis, I don't want to say this, but I am awesome. I'm just going to bring that up. I am awesome. I know that. But it jumps up to $21 million. And then in 2023, 21.4, 2024, 21.4, 2025, it drops down to 3.5. Okay. I was watching a movie yesterday, and I thought of this when I was going to do this stream.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
And I am all out of bubblegum. I am out of bubblegum. You can, right now, projected cap space for 2022 with 37 active players, we have $40 million, $42 million. That is the cap being projected to be at 209. You are now giving half of that cap space to Kenny. So now you have large contracts for Solder's going to be gone, but you have Williams, Bradbury, Logan Ryan, Blake Martinez, Sterling Shepard, Andrew Thomas, and Daniel Jones. You are top heavy by 6 contracts. That is a terrible way to run a franchise. Plain and simple. You cannot keep giving people a hamburger today and then pay them on Tuesday. Sooner or later, the chickens will come home to roost. And I'm not saying Kenny is a bad signing. I am not saying he's also Plexico, but he is not a bad sign. He is a good signing from a football perspective, and that's what I said in my video. And that's all I said in my video. And I just said that we overpaid for him. And then what's his name? Chad Forbes came out and said the same thing I said. And everyone's blasting him. We're not being mean. We're not being rude. We're just saying the truth. You cannot keep stretching out your cap to following seasons to make a statement in 1 year. Now let's take a look at this logistically for a second. You have a quarterback in his third year that you do not know what he's going to be yet. You have a running back coming back from ACL surgery. You have a wide receiver in Sterling Shepard who cannot get out of the concussion protocol. You have Darius Slayton who had an off year. You had Evan Ingram who can't catch the ball. And then you throw in the fact that our line is in flux. It's not being rude. It's not being mean. It's not being not a fan. It's being honest. And that's the point. It's being honest. If you guys want me to be the rah-rah fan, oh, we got Kenny, yeah. Listen, I'm not I'm not disparaging anyone if you're excited about something, but I'm not going to run around on camera like a 15-year-old saying how excited I am about Kenny. No, I'm not going to do that. That's not me. That's not me. That's not who I am. 100%, that's not who I am. I'm the guy that'll sit here and tell you the truth. And the truth is, Kenny is a good signing from a football perspective, 100%. But we competed against ourselves in the marketplace. And I said this before, you do not go out and create a market for the player. You have the player dictate his market and his value on the open market. You don't just say, because the player says, I want $18.5 million. Technically, we didn't give him 18.5. We gave him 21 starting next year. All the major receivers had gone off the market for 12.5 and under. And for some reason, technically, we are paying this guy $9 million more starting next year. He better have 2,000 yards. And I'm going to give you a good example. When Nate Solder got signed, I said right up front, this is a bad signing. And I got blasted for that too. I said, you're overpaying for a systems guy. And I understood, and I even said it, I understand it from a football perspective because he is the left tackle that you need. But from a systems guy, he's a systems guy, and you're overpaying to get him in this team. And I think we understand how that worked out. When I went and said, December 26, 2019, Leonard Williams wants Aaron Donald money. People thought I was nuts. Okay, fast forward 2 years later, we gave him over $20 million. When I said the Giants were going to go pick Andrew Thomas, only giant YouTuber had said it. And I guaranteed it. That happened. When I said 24 hours behind that Rule was going to Carolina, what happened? Rule went to Carolina. When I said it 4 days before it happened that we were going to sign Bradbury and Blake Martinez, what happened? I am not sitting here bragging, telling you all the things I got right. But what I am saying is from a fan perspective, I do my research. I don't just come on the YouTube and just start spewing stuff out. I make sure that I check things. I double check. There's things I never posted that actually came to fruition because of the fact that I couldn't confirm them. So when I'm sitting here and telling you that Kenny Golladay was overpaid by the New York Giants, I'm not being rude. I'm not being mean. I'm being honest. And I think from an honesty perspective, that's as fan base will help us go better. And I love the fans that go to, let's say, well, Kenny, he didn't want to go to the Bengals because he wanted to go to a real team. Check the Bengals record for the last 10 years. We were the Bengals of the early 90s these last 10 years. Hopefully with Joe Judge, we are going to make that turn and we're turning the ship in the right direction. But you can't keep postponing your future. And that's the problem. That's the issue. You're postponing, you're trying to win something now and not worrying that a year down the road, you could be in a worse cap situation than you are currently. And then for them to say, well, we had to convince Kenny. If you're giving me $21 million, you're not convincing me in anything. I'm not leaving the freaking building either. I'm sending one of my guys out and saying, go to Target, get me a tent, get me a sleeping bag. I'm sleeping right here because these guys are going to give me everything I want. I don't fault Kenny at all, man. Kenny was smart. He played Dave Gettleman like a fiddle. Kenny's the man. I just from, not even from a football perspective, from a personal perspective and a person perspective and an agent perspective, dude, I give you the round of applause. But the problem is, you know what Gettleman did to our cap space for next year? Yeah, it's down the drain. So you have to then, you know what the thing is, the worst thing is, and then you have to figure, okay, we still have Saquon Barkley and we still have Daniel Jones coming up for contract. And then a year after that, you have Andrew Thomas. People need to focus and not say that I'm being mean and I'm not being a fan. I am 100% a fan. I've been a fan longer than a lot of people on YouTube have been alive. I've seen the dearth of the 70s. I saw and I saw 3, 12, and 1. I know bad Giant teams and when they make bad decisions. And I'm not saying from a football perspective that this is a bad decision. No. And I even said, I said it the other day, don't leave me stupid comments because I'm not in the mood for it. And I should have said that yesterday. Because of the fact that you need to just realize from a football perspective what we have as an organization and be honest and realistic. That's all I do. And if you hate me for it, round one. If you hate me for it, I got a new mic. I don't know if you can see it. It's really cool. Got a little mic stand and everything there. I'm so official right now. Okay. Hi. Easy K. What's going on, man? Let's you know what? Let's just take a look right here. Let's take a look. Let's see what we have saying good, right? You single? What was this? You single and convinced me not to get Sterling. Well, that's good, I guess. That's good. You are the 70s. I'm not the 70s, but I was born before the 70s. I'm old. I've told you this. I cried when my grandmother gave me a Craig Morton jersey. What do we got here? I'm just mad at you turning me off. Why did I turn, John? No, why did I turn you off to Samuel so hard? What did I do? Here we go. Jonathan S. Giants are printing money. Mara must have gotten a stimulus. I got mine. I guess that's good. Can I give it to Kenny Golladay too? Or Golladay? Sorry, Golladay. I just get so fired up I can't remember the guy's name. I just call him Kenny. That's what he's Kenny. He's my Kenny. Oh my God. Here we go. Unlike baseball, football does not have a luxury tag. No cap, no. Yes. And I love when people go, I love when fans tell me I don't know anything about the cap. Okay. All right. Let's take a poll here. Let me see. Let's see. There's 40 something people. All right. Who on this chat has sat in cap room meetings? Okay. Well, I don't see anyone else raising their hand. The cap is a living, breathing thing. Yes, and it can be manipulated, but sooner or later you reach a point where you run out of time for manipulating the cap. And I'm telling you right now, 2022 is when we're going to run out of that time if we keep this up. We can get out of the Sterling Shepard. No, we can't get out. No, we're gonna take a cap hit. We're still gonna take a cap hit with Sterling Shepard's number. And honestly, you can't trade Sterling Shepard or release him now because if you do that, basically we're gonna have to find someone that go out and replace Sterling Shepard. John Ross, interesting player, always hurt. The dude got hurt at the combine. I mean, you can't. Yes, maybe this might be Black Rifle. I don't know. The guy got hurt at the combine, so we can't rely on him. What do you think about the Jacksons? You know what? I would like Jackson, but again, are we going to sign him to a 1-year deal? Because right now we are at, before Kenny, we were 100-something thousand over the cap. So Kenny's number puts us at under the cap by $3 million. So moves are going to have to be made. I mean, it's just the way it is. I would like Jackson. I mean, he's hurt. I would like Clowney too, but I don't think they're going to go. I actually think they're going to go Gregory Rousseau now in the draft. But the offensive line still needs to be fixed. People can talk about how bad the offensive line is. I mean, how good it is. We don't know. We have no idea. I wish I could tell you. Frank Gaines sat in cap room meeting. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Frank the Tank, what's going on? You know what? Someone asked me a question the other day. I turned the super chats off and then I turned them back on because of the fact that we're donating all the super chat money, no matter what we get to Philadelphia Children's Hospital at the end of each month. So the person that asked me why I turned it off, I turned it back on again. So just know that any donation you make to us then goes to Philadelphia Children's Hospital on the first of every month, because honestly, you know, they need this. They need your money and your support more than I do, because I don't know. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. I really am. He does the fact run so fast. I don't know. Does the Flash hurt himself? What are your thoughts on Washington? You think, you know what? This is a good question, Kush. This is a really good question. I am scared of Washington right now. And I know people are like, well, Fitzpatrick, he's old. They don't call him Fitzmagic for no reason. He's got something. Yeah, he may have a spurt of like 7 games where he is unstoppable, but then he's gonna have a spurt of like 4 or 5 where he just looks hard. And I think they're good. I think they're going quarterback in this draft. This draft is going to be interesting now because of the fact that I think there's a lot of teams that are going to be vying for those 3 spots. And this is another thing that pisses me off. I think a lot of people are going to jump up in the top 10 to get one of the 3 quarterbacks, which means one of the high quality wide receivers would have fallen to us. They would have dropped in our laps. Oh, I'm enhancing my chi. Enhancing my chi.
You can't handle the truth.
And that's the problem. Sorry, man. I just still love my buttons. You know, that's what she said. But yes, I worry about them. What I did is I actually started in a facilities role. And I've told the story a million times. I ran the Tampa used a system called the XOS digital system. And it was back in the early 2000s, it was a replay system, which was state of the art because it allowed you to actually watch footage from practice immediately after practice. You guys got to remember, you know, in 2003, 2004, this was bleeding edge technology. And my job was to make sure that especially during training camp, that everything was up and running, that everything was working, that when John Gruden wanted to go watch Chris Sims throw his first pass, you know, to Mike Allstott, that he can go back and watch it and rewind it 500 million times on demand. And back in the day, the internet did not work like it used to. So I literally had to sit in a lot of these meetings just to make sure everything was going on and running these systems. So it was fun. It was fun. I like donating. You know, I've been blessed in life. So I like to try to help other people. And like I said, the small amount of money that we make for monetization, I just dump back into the channel. And yes, and I still have shirts to get out. Yes, I know I'm still working on that. But like I said, it's I think you guys make this channel what it is. And that's all there is to it. And that's why I'm excited to do this sometimes. What I also like about Golladay means no excuse for gentlemen. Yes. Well, the honeymoon period, Mr. Lewis, the honeymoon period should have been over a long time ago. I think it should have been done. Washington fans are praising, like he's Mahomes. I can't wait until, you're right. You're not wrong. Disney World. Oh, Disney World. Oh, so you know about it. Yes. Wide World of Sports Complex is where this was all at. The Tampa used to stay at the Celebration Hotel in Celebration, Florida. And it was funny though, because they took over the entire hotel. And I tell the story when one day if you walk into the hotel, there's a concierge desk, and I was sitting there, and John Gruden came down this long hallway where the conference rooms are, and he started yelling at me, and he kept saying, "Tim, what the F? Tim, what the F? Tim, what the F?" And then he ran back the other way, and then Warren Sapp and Chris Sims come walking by, and Warren Sapp looks at me and says, "Dude, you're screwed, man." I said, "Why?" He goes, "He knows your name." He goes, "That's not good." I know why for a fact they call him Chucky. Much love from Cali. Hey, Cali, what's going on? What's going on, my friend? Love from Cali. I love Cali. What move made so far do you think is the GM's weakest besides O-line? I don't mind what they've done in free agency. I like what they've done in free agency. They went after depth help, and which is perfectly fine. So I really don't. I don't understand the Booker move, because Marlon Mack signed basically for nothing. And yes, I understand he's coming off an injury, but Marlon Mack has much more of an upside than Booker. I mean, that's the only move that really perplexed me. Kyle Rudolph. You know what, Kyle Rudolph? I mean, I like the Kyle Rudolph move, but he's not the inline blocker that he used to be. He's 31 years old. So people that think that he's going to come in and be this blocking machine, that's not going to happen. But he is going to be a fantastic security blanket for Daniel Jones. And that's what he needs. He needs that guy that he can check down to. But like I said, outside of that move, outside of the Booker move, they were all Ragland. You know, he's not the guy he was in Kansas, second year in Kansas City. But we don't need him to be. He's only signed for $1 million. We need depth help. Let's see here. I called the Dory Jackson meeting. I told you when he got released that he felt like a judge guy. Yeah, he does feel like a judge guy. I agree. I just hope they have the forthwithal not to keep extending out contracts for guys. You know, Warren Sapp I like Warren Sapp a lot. It was his last year in Tampa. I like Warren Sapp a lot. You don't talk to a lot of back in the day, you would think you talk to a lot of the players and everything. No, you don't really. But he was like one of the guys that would always come when he saw me, would say hello, reach out to me. I mean, I like Warren Sapp quite a bit. Mike Allstott. I like Mike Allstott too. His wife was pregnant at the time during training camp. And if you go to the Wide World Sports, they have they had the stands, they had the practice field, they had a big tent where all the families of the players stood, and they had another practice field. So it was funny. I actually got to sit down with her and have like a really long conversation one day. And then I figured out who she was. And because I asked her and she goes, "Oh, I'm Mike Allstott's wife." I was like, "Oh my God, you're out in this like 98-degree heat. That takes dedication." No, I came in after. I was the 2 years after the Super Bowl. I was the reason they lost last 2 years. You know what? Everyone thought they were going to be a dynasty too. And that didn't work out too well. Providing D-Day. Listen, Mike Lee, I think that Daniel Jones can check down. I think he can. I wish he would. You know what? Everyone's got to just relax with Daniel Jones a little bit because the fact that people are like, well, you keep blasting him. I don't blast Daniel Jones. If I blasted someone, I think you would know it. I just speak the truth about it. And Daniel Jones is a guy who was a first read quarterback under Pat Shurmur. And you know what? There is a time in your life when you go to a first read, it's always going to work. You have those seasons. And then when you're asked to do something in year 2, it gets a little bit more difficult because the league adjusts. So hopefully in year 3, Daniel Jones is going to adjust to how the league adjusted to him. So we just have to wait and see, but we have so many question marks. Crazy. You know, it's funny. John Gruden gets really red. I mean, really red. I mean, you swear that steam would come out of the side of his head. All right. I see a lot of comments say we can go after wide receiver, quarterback, or online in the draft, but I definitely see Gettleman draft. You know, it's funny. I see Gettleman. I laugh because I think, Jose, I think I emailed you and I said, yeah, I can see Gettleman going defensive line at 11. I do remember that. Let's see here. Warren's 100% real guy. Yeah, he's like I said, he was a great guy. He really was. Make a poll who likes Daniel Jones. All right, I'm going to make a poll who likes Daniel Jones. Okay. All right, well, you know what? I don't know how to do that. I got no clue. Show of hands, who likes Daniel Jones? See, everybody hates him. No, I'm just kidding. Do we still need to get a wide receiver? I think, Kush, we're going to either going to go O-line or edge. It's really going to determine who's going to be there. I think if anything, we should still go Patrick Surtain Jr. I still think we should go that way. I mean, in my honest opinion. Alex Sports, what's going on? What are you doing? Miss your videos. You quit. That's not funny. That's not fair. Love Danny and his arm talent, but the kid needs to mature in terms of decision making. And this year, that determines Jones' future. You know what's funny? Daniel Jones' issue is, besides not having any pocket presence, I mean, I've never seen a quarterback with the lack of such pocket presence. I really haven't. I mean, even Dave Brown knew when to fall down. But Daniel Jones's biggest issue is his decision making. That's correct. His problem is if his first option is gone, he somewhat panics, and you could see it in the pocket. If he checks over to his right and there's nobody there that's open and he can't throw the ball, he's still not 100% sure what to do. And honestly, if you watch the film, that's been going on since Duke. That's not, and again, that's something you can teach. I mean, it's something he can, progress with, but I don't know. Like I said, we just have to see what goes on with DJ. I mean, we really do. I got to find something here. You know what? People are like, you're so unprofessional because you do things. Well, you know what? I'm not a professional. I'm not. We may go corner. Whoops. I see that. Yeah, well, I think we're going to go corner. I do. I really do. J-Fed, what do you got here to say? Daniel is just fine. People got to stop. I don't get it. Anyone wants. I don't care where we drafted Daniel Jones anymore. That's over with. We didn't get Josh Allen. That's fine. The defensive end. I don't care. Now 3 years in, no one should, and I'm going to put this down right now. 3 years in, no one should ever talk about where Daniel Jones was drafted, because now it doesn't matter because it's 3 years later. So let's hope he maturates and matures. Jones is ignoring the pressure, is not ahead as a John. Here's the problem, John Dill. I don't think Jones is ignoring the pressure. Jones doesn't sense the pressure. And that's his biggest problem. That's his biggest issue. He doesn't feel it. He doesn't feel, okay, I'm on the bike. I'm doing 65. No, I'm doing 55 because I am responsible. And it's one of those things I've been riding for years. And I can sense now without looking if there's a car to my left or a car to my right. Why? Because I've done it so often. You can actually feel vibrations, and you can sense when something's happening. That's what Daniel Jones needs to go back and do. He needs to feel the awareness, to feel what's coming at him. Jose G, what do you got here, my brother? What do you got here? Thank you for mentioning pocket aware. It's horrible. It has been since Duke. And that's not a slight. It's not. People are going to be like, you're just so mean. Why? I wish, you know what? One day I'm going to have to do a stream where it's adults only, I guess, or you'd say, because there are comments that I get that YouTube does not allow that would make a sailor or a Marine just cringe. It's just funny though, because I always tell people, if you're going to curse on the page, I forgot who did it. They put all the curse words together. And that's fine. That's actually smart. Or like I do, I go blank UCK. But don't, if you're gonna actually use vulgarity, I don't pull the messages down. YouTube does that automatically. Red Stripe Man. Hey man. Yeah, he does need a Jamaican beer. Can he play or not? That's all. You know what? And I agree. If he can play, I don't care. Doesn't bother me. If he can play consistently and be a good, I do not hate Daniel Jones. People thought the same thing about me and Eli Manning, and I am the biggest Eli Manning supporter. But you have to look at his game by stepping 6 feet back and then taking off your giant. Well, I'm wearing a 44 Farms hat. If you ever, you know what? Just gonna go off on a tangent in a second. 44 Farms, man. If you're ever looking for like great quality steaks that get delivered from your house from Texas, you got to go to 44 Farms. It's on their website, man. They got these steaks, dude. Oh my God. It's just freaking phenomenal. Yeah, that's all that matters, that he can play. Hey man, new to the channel. Do you think Jones pre-snaps? No. Sorry, Jeff. I think I don't know if you missed the last 5 minutes of that. No, I don't think I don't think they're getting any better right now. You know what? He had a moment. He had moments the last 2 games of the season where he actually looked like he was finding the mic and putting the guys in the right position. So I'm not going to, I am joking about it. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say that he is bad. I'm not going to say that. What about Isaac? Mike Lee, shut up. Shut up. I'm not going to go through it. You want me to rant some more today? I'm not ranting anymore today.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
That's all I got to say about that. You know what? Slater's moving up the charts. I'm not 100% sure why, but he is moving up. And I just don't like that pick. I don't like that pick for the Giants are at. Tim, does he pass the eye test? I don't know. D-A-N-I. No, he passes my eye test. Now, Daniel Jones, does he pass the eye test? No. 100% not. I'm not being mean, but if you're an opposing defender, you kind of know what he's going to do. And I've said this a million times. His plays, his big runs were all by design. He does not have the ability and the creativity to move around the pocket like a Lamar Jackson. And that's not a slight, because how many Lamar Jacksons are there in the NFL? How many Russell Wilsons are there in the NFL? He's just got to get better. Man, I was sad when Rowdy died. I was never a wrestling fan, like watching it. There's these shows on, I don't know, I think it's Spike, where they show like the inside stuff that happened in wrestling, and I didn't know any of this stuff. Some of this stuff is like freaking crazy. It's freaking insane. I met Mr. Piper at a convention years ago, and I didn't know he was like such a big name in wrestling, because his line was huge to go see. Go see him. He only had one reception in the last 3 or 4 games. You might be right about the last 2 games. Yeah. But the problem is, to me, if you watch the game plan, everyone bashes Jason Garrett. But the problem is, if you watch the game plan was now being tailored to Daniel Jones. And why I keep talking like this, I don't know, because you can't see me doing it. It was tailored more to his skill set. And then people are like, well, they just didn't go deep all the time. Well, it's because of the fact that, I know, according to Pro Football Focus, Daniel Jones is the greatest deep ball thrower in the history of the league. Yeah, screw Johnny Unitas. He missed a lot of guys deep. And we were trying to get into the playoffs. So logistically, in my mind, if I was Joe Judge and Jason Garrett, I would slow down the offense, play defense, manage the clock, and try to get wins that way. But it's a bad way to do it when you're losing. Dominic, hey Dom, 2:00. I'm ready. You can tell I'm fired up. We are going to be doing a new podcast with Dom here. It's going to be New York Giants across the pond and back. We are going to talk about the Giants and get a perspective from the UK and kind of combat it with what goes on in the USA. It's going to be fun. We're doing our first episode today. Is blank for I'm not answering that. As per you, we overpaid for Kenny. Yes, we did. So if we didn't sign Kenny, who would you have goes, okay, I would have went to wide receiver in the draft, because of the fact that it looks like the first quarterbacks, of course, Fields, Lawrence, and Trey are all going to be off the board, which tells me in the first 10 picks, one of those wide receivers is going to drop down to us. And I would have went corner. I would have went corner in free agency if I could. If I had the money, Desmond King would have been a great option. And I don't even think he signed for that much. I like the red jerseys. I do. I have Antonio Pierce 2007 jersey in my closet. I think, if it's... I do too, because TD, I think so as well, because Garrett then can go more to the Don Coryell motion offense that he ran as a coordinator his first 2 seasons as the OC in Dallas. He can go back to doing that. People forget how successful Jason Garrett's offenses were in the beginning, his first 2 years as the OC. He can go back to the Coryell style offense, which is what he wants to run. And like I said, from a football perspective, Kenny is a great signing from a football perspective. from a financial perspective, you can't keep paying for the hamburgers down the road. You can't, I can't, you can't, because it's, one day the cap is just going to collapse. Will the podcast be on Spotify? Yes, the podcast will be on iTunes, Google. You can also find it we have a website, which is not 100% running yet, but it is up. It's onlineBigBlue.com. I'm also part of another podcast called All Nonsense Sports. And of course I have the Giants podcast and everything. It'll also all be there, but you'll be able to find it. The only problem with the wide receiver draft is, yeah, okay. Let's see here. Rudolph is coming with Slayton. Rudolph is coming now. He has to change his sign. He knows.
That phrase, trademark, not to use it outside tradition of Ricky Bobby.
Sorry, I like throwing trademarks in there now. I think Slayton needs to just adjust to the league. I mean, readjust. So like I said, the league adjusted to Slayton. He needs to readjust himself. And this is when they always say you really can never judge a draft class till after the third season. Why? First season, usually a lot of players come out like gangbusters. Second season, the league adjusts. The third season, if the guy is a real player, he will adjust back to the league and have a better season in year 3. Let's see here. No one's going to be complaining about overpaying Kennedy. Here's the problem. I'll be complaining because he's got a $21 million number next year. And I'm sorry, this is not a wide. How many big time wide receivers outside of last year have actually gone on to have multitudes of, besides like Jerry Rice, I'm talking last 10 years, have multitudes of Super Bowl rings? It's not it's not a wide receiver league. I mean, it's a passing league, yeah, but you need O-line and D-line. That's the way life has always been. Oh no, my mouse froze. All right, here we go. AJ, love the Hamburg Smart line because it does. And it's not a bad thing. I'm not sitting there saying, oh my God, we're the end. If anyone actually watched the video yesterday, all I kept saying multitudes of times, and I said in the video, so I'm going to get blasted. And I got like 38 dislikes. I'm just saying, from a football perspective, fantastic signing. From a logistical perspective, for your salary cap starting next year, not good. And we overpaid in the market where wide receivers are getting about $12 million. So you cannot tell me that Kenny is $9.5 million better than any of the other guys that just signed. Yeah, you know what? It's the whole Deshaun Watson thing is getting crazy. I mean, it's like 12 women now. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And, and I worry about too that with him as well. Let's see here. I'm sorry I'm missing messages. I'm ranting today. Do you think Golladay can help Jones? Yes, I do think he can help him get better. Yes, 100%. But a lot of that is going to be more on Jones and Garrett and Judge than it is going to be on Kenny. Because Kenny is coming to New York with a target on his back. And I get concerned a little bit because of some of the things that he said in Detroit and some of the things that he did, that he is not going to have the mental fortitude to kind of push out some of the things that are going to be said and some of the things that are going to happen to him. Because right now, this. All the Giant fans, yeah, we got Kenny, we're awesome, we're great. The first time he drops a 3rd and 7 in the first week, all these fans are going to be like, oh, he sucks. Why did we sign him for $21 million? That's what's going to happen. Not me. Tim Duncan, a GOAT. Yeah, he is. Let's see here. I understand that, man, but the cap space is trending up. Cap space right now is projected to be 209, even with the $1 billion television contract. So right now, if you look at the cap space with Kenny, we have 38 players on the contract and $20 million in cap space. And we still need to build the O-line. I agree. O-line, D-line is the foundation. Yes, thank you. That is the foundation of football. Football! Light it up! I used to love that, man. Because you used to sit there, man. I'd sit there like, get your eyes going, and you'd be like, red left. And then you watch the receiver go into motion. You go slide in motion as well. Oh, man, that used to be, I loved playing, man. That just got your heart pumping, man. And then you get to hit, and then you get to hit someone, and it's okay. I go out and hit somebody now, I go to jail. Oh my God. Let's see here. All right. 209, yes, but within 3 years, he's not under contract anymore. My buddy, what's up? No, you should know this. I am a Gregory Rousseau fan. I am a Gregory fan. I like him. I like him a lot. He's a JPP to me, man. JPP, yeah, you know me. Let's see here. Mr. Jackson, what do you think about if you think you know what? I don't know because this Gettleman right now is so screwy. I don't know. Maybe. I think we give him 100,000 this year and 48 million next year. I would like to get him. I really would. The injuries worry me a little bit. Football's one in the trenches. Damn, Skippy. You are right. Again, I like Kenny. I'm going to put that in my next video on Monday. I like Kenny. It's funny because I want to get the, if anyone watches South Park, I like South Park. There's, Cartman with Kenny. I'm going to put that in the video when he yells at Kenny. Let's see here. What about, I'm going to do a draft video because I'm writing everyone's names down. I'm going to do a draft video and answer a lot of these questions. Because like I said, to me, the draft right now is a little bit too early to get in depth in. I actually started charting some players yesterday. So I'm going to save on some of those because I actually did a video. I'm actually doing a video. Do you do any Giants content? Sure. I do a lot of Giants content all day. Okay, let's see. How do you feel the top receivers to play Daniel Jones without overpaying him? Real easy. Kenny didn't want to leave the building. Kenny didn't have a market. All the wide receivers took all the money. You know what? It's called poker. It's called, you're sitting there holding your cards, man. You're holding tight to your vest. You're sitting there looking. You're playing poker. You could have said, hey, Kenny, you know what? I may have 3 aces here, but I'm going to give you $14.5 million and give you escalators in your contract. Yeah, you bastard. You got that straight. You need to spend on skill players. I know, but spending on a running back is stupid. Apparently isn't smart to pay. It's not smart to pay a running back a lot. It's not. It is proven. It is 100% proven that you don't fiscally pay for a running back. That's just a proven fact in the league. Next question. Oh, I got a next question. I like next questions. Sold and Daniels. I'm going to answer Israel's question next. Israeli's question. Next question. Obi Toppin. You know what the problem with Obi Toppin is? He can't get on the court. He can't build up continuity. You got Randall sitting in front of him. You kind of quasi have RJ Barrett, who I love, on the other side. I mean, there's just what are you gonna bench Julius for Obi? No, I think Obi's gonna be fine. I think he will be fine. I saw a good question here. Sold on Daniel Jones as the guy. No, not sold on him. And that's why I laugh when people are like, yeah, we're gonna go 10-6 or 10-7. We're going to the Super Bowl. Okay, you have a running back coming off an ACL, a quarterback that needs to progress, an offensive line with holes and players that need to produce. You have a skill player coming off a hip injury. You have another skill player who cannot stay out of concussion protocol. Evan Ingram can't catch a bus. And you got Travis Rudolph. And you hope Darius Slayton turns the corner. A lot of question marks. A lot of moving pieces, a lot of question marks. I will get pumped up and I will get excited about this team during training camp. I am not a guy that gets like overly excited by a team just because of the signings they make, because you know what? Some of these guys that you sign may not even make it through camp. Who are we drafting at 11? I'm saying Patrick Surtain. That's what I'm saying. But I think we're going to go defensive end. We have to, because honestly, we never really addressed the situation because we signed a guy from Minnesota. Yes. And everyone says, oh, Minnesota, they loved him in Minnesota. They loved him in Minnesota so much they let him go. They let him walk when defensive ends are at a premium. He had the same amount of sacks in 2 years as Dalvin Tomlinson. He cannot play the run as good as Dalvin. He reminds me a little bit of Yannick Ngakoue without the moves, without the Yannick moves. Okay, let's see here. I am excited for how better. Yeah, I agree 100%, Nate. I agree. He will be a difference maker. Here's the problem, though. You have to make sure of that, and you have to make sure that he understands the philosophy and what he's walking into. I think that's why they sat there for 3 days. And I tell you, Samuels is 2.0. Untitled Chapter. They're the exact same player. I actually would have understood if they signed him for $12 million because of the fact that he has more versatility than Kenny. And it's not a slight against Kenny. It's just Curtis can do more. He could come out of the backfield. He could play H-back. He could be in the slot. He could be on the outside. It's just Rule used him such the right way last year in Carolina. Such the right way. And I think that's what progressed. That's why he went out and got his money. Let's see here. Jose, people forget the Barkley's coming for a second contract. He shows his rookie. What do you think his contract will look like? With Dave Gettleman, 6 years, $498 million. Who knows? Who knows? I just want to see. We're going to pick up the option is pretty much not an option because it's only $7 million. So he's got 2 more years. So, let's hope Saquon can come back and be the guy he was. And Saquon's always going to be my guy. He will always be my guy. We were in a suite in Atlantic City when they drafted Saquon. Actually, my young son was with me. And it was one of those moments that, it was like a moment when I was with my dad and they drafted, 1979, quarterback, Morehead State, Phil Simms. That's a bad Pete Rozelle impression. I think people like my other impressions better. Here you go. This is for Jersey Mike isn't on. Are you ready? I'm Batman. I'm Maximus Decimus Meridius. See, very subtle, but very different. The Barkley contract, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All right, no, I'm not worried. I'm worried about the Cowboys a little bit. Eagles, I ain't worried about the Eagles, man. I ain't worried about that. I'm just going to worry they're going to suck so bad that they're going to run out of cheesesteaks. I'm not going to be able to get any. How well do you think Daniel Jones perform with healthy? I think he will perform better. It is going to depend on his ability to read the defenses, and it's going to depend on how we rebuild this line. Everyone's talking about the skilled positions, but the line is still massively in flux. It may not right now be as good as it was last year. Losing Kevin Zeidler and opting to have Nate Solder as your swing tackle, that frightens me. And we have so many young guys that have so many question marks. I mean, it's not like it's the 86th line. When you had what's his name? You had Bart Oates and William Roberts, and all, Chris Godfrey, you had Carl Nelson, Billard, you had all those, you had the big guys. You had the guys that just went out there, the lunch pail guys, and just pushed it off the line. Like Shane Lemieux needs to figure out how to pass block. And just what he does. Matt from Connecticut. Matt is a project player, and that's what he played like last year. He played well, but he also played well in like 23% of the snaps. He's got to grow. Nick Gates is a good center to the point they signed Jonathan Harrison. I think they're going to possibly move him into a tackle position. Into a guard position. Will Hernandez. I don't know about Will Hernandez, man. I don't know about Will Hernandez. I liked Will too. Washington is a real threat. Yes, Washington is a big threat. Let's see. Yeah, Fitzpatrick's guys are having organs. You know what? I'm going to be 100% honest, and I've said this a million times, and I love when people say, you're making rebuttal videos. I don't watch other giant YouTubers. I watch people like people that I'm chummy with, like Brooklyn Hit Squad and the Svi. He started a new channel. I'll watch him as well. But I don't watch other. I don't go on YouTube to watch anyone. Because I don't want it to sway my opinion, and I also don't want to just make me. I also don't want to make me aggravated, because sometimes people talk crap about me, and you know what? My thing is this: if you're going to talk crap about me, do it to my face. That's all I ask. I'm a nice guy. I'm the kind of guy that, and guys know this. If you're a guy's guy, you know this. You can go out and have a massive fight with your best friend. You can punch him in the face, knock him down on the ground, and you will be the first one to go get him an ice pack and pick him up and take him out for a beer. So I'm a nice guy. I'm here to give my support to. Hi, welcome. Greetings. Oh, you're from Vancouver. I've been to Canada. I've never been to Vancouver. Facts, Tim. Big hog mollies guys wouldn't mind going up. We can't go. We can't. We still have to fix the defense a little bit. We still have to get a linebacker. We still got to get a corner. I kind of think, and we still have to get an end. I think that's what's going to happen. That's why I just don't like Slater. I mean, I'll do a breakdown of the offensive line guys because I don't want to kind of give that away, but I'm just not a Slater guy. I don't know why. I do know why. I'm just not telling you. I'll tell you next week in the video. Okay. Watch Judge go full man. Yeah. You know what? They're going to have to do something with the line. We're going to have to figure out something on the defensive line as well. We talked about this. I think one player to me has some morally interesting question marks, and the other player is a son of an NFL cornerback who played at a big time college. So, okay. Oh, you know what? We got a super chat. You know what? Stick your fingers, and I don't know if you're around for this. Your super chat is going to be donated to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital the first of next month. We're trying to get like $50 each month to do it. So you know what I'm probably going to end up doing? If we get like $40 in super chats or something like that, we're going to I'll make up the difference and we'll just donate to 50. And we're going to donate it via online Big Blue Sports Entertainment. So I think that's fun. I think in my personal opinion, that's what money should be. That's what people should do with money on YouTube. I mean, that's just me. I'm like I said, I'm not here to make money. If I was here to make money, I probably would be more rah-rah. I don't understand how 18 for it's not 18 though. Here's the problem. It's 4.5 this season, 250,000 a game plus bonuses. Next year, it's over $21 million. That's how we overpaid. Let's see. Next year, it's 21.5, 13 in salary, 3.5 in bonus, 4.5 in roster bonus, and 250,000 workout bonus. Let's see here. Then next year, 23 is 21 million, and then 24 is 21 million. So, and I'm not saying that Curtis is elite. I just said Curtis gives you more options. He gives you more weight. He gives you more options to use him in the offense. But then again, sticky fingers, like I said, I appreciate Super Chat. And like I said, it will be going to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. We don't live too far from Philadelphia. And it's just, if you ever see the work that they do there, it's just amazing. Sorry, what is this? Whoops. Let's see here. Sorry, I meant O-line second. Yes, that I could see. Yeah. This is easy. This is easy, my friend. I've said this a million times. I'm going Surtain. That's what I'm doing. I'm going Surtain. That's my guy. But that's my guy. Farley could be awesome. I'm going Patrick. That's my guy. Jose G, that's very kind. Well, you know what, Jose? And I've said it before, my life isn't, I'm in no means rich financially, but I am rich in personal achievements and with my family and everything else. And I just and most people don't know this. I left, when I left working in Florida and everything, I actually worked in corporate America for a bunch of years. And then I went and spent years working for an autism nonprofit. So I understand how important donations are for groups such as the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. Online Big Blue, what's your view on the draft? Should we get a corner? I think if we didn't sign Kenny, we should have gone wide receiver. But I personally think we're going to go corner. But I think we're going defensive end. I think we're going to go. Like I said, I still think we're going Gregory Rousseau. Love the IDs. Hate the fact that a bunch of little Philly guys will be. Here, no, you know what the thing is? You can't say that, AJ. That's funny, though, because someone else told me that. Are my comments blocked? No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to go as fast as I can here. Are your comments blocked? I don't know. Did you say something bad? Let me scroll up. You know what? And they do things all over the place. So it's not just in Philadelphia. Let the haters hate. You're doing your thing. Thank you. See, look, I'm finding your comments, my friend. You know what? This is not easy. This is really not easy. And I wish there was a way that I could get to literally everyone's comments. I try my best to answer every single comment on a video. And I'll tell you this, it's difficult. It is very difficult to do that. How do you feel? I'm going to answer another one of your comments only because I feel like I neglected you, and I apologize for that. And I see someone else. I'm going to have to wrap this up soon too because it's like 65 degrees outside. Not that I don't love you guys, but it's 65 degrees outside. I like Clowney. I like Clowney a lot. I think he's washed up. I don't think he's the guy he was even 2 years ago. And I also like him because I met the old ball coach, and when he was over at South Carolina, and I've also met him in Florida, Steve Spurrier, a couple times, going to Florida games. I have a great story, and I can't tell it here. It was after the Louisville game with Jesse Palmer. I can't tell that story here. Can't tell that. I cannot tell the story here. My dream scenario: sign Jackson, trade back to the Pats 15. You know what? I said the same thing about trading back with the Pats. I did a whole video on it, and I think that would be a way to go. If I was to trade back, I would trade back with the Pats. All right, let me scroll down here to these other comments. I think I've had too much coffee. I'm getting the rocket motion. Kenny and JPP. Yeah, you know me. You know it's JPP. Oh my God, I love this question. Who is the greatest cornerback in the world? Isaac Yenner or Madre Harper? I laughed because I got blasted again when I said Harper was going to be a special teams guy, nothing else. And that's what he was. And again, it's not a slight. It's just, you are what you are. I'm awesome. So that's what I am. Sorry. I know I'm cocky and arrogant. I know, but I love everybody. I want to do Jerry Maguire. I love you all. I love my brother TP. You're a little bit militant, but I love you. What about McKinley? What about who's McKinley? Who is that? I'm not sure who that is. I'm not sure, Charles, who you're referring to. If you write down who you're referring to, I'll let you know. What is this right here? You answer mine all the time in the videos. Oh, I love answering comments. I love it, man. And I have a blast answering your guys' comments. Some of the comments are so freaking awesome, and some of them are just so funny that I feel like I have to answer them. End up 11. Be like taking. That's a possibility, Mike. Oh, okay. Thank you. Again, I'm gonna wait till the draft video. I know that now. Now I know that. I like smiley faces and cry faces. I love it. The one person that said to me, I don't remember who it was, when I said in the video the other day that if you please don't leave me any stupid comments because I'm not in the mood for it. And a lot of times I don't 100% go back and listen to what I say in the video. Like I said, I just rant. I just go, I make a thumbnail, I rant, I do my thing, and I post it back up. But like I said, sometimes I don't listen, so I don't always know exactly what I said. So I have to go back and find it, which kills me. I'm going to answer 2 more questions and we're going to call it a day, guys. How do you feel about the Giants defense? I like the Giants defense. We need 2 linebackers. We need a CB2 and we need a defensive end. I think leagues are going to adjust to the substitutional defense that we have. And I think I'm a little worried about that as long as Patrick Graham starts to keep changing it and making it different every time. But I get a little worried that teams have the films, and when they see different players under different areas, they will know what the substitutions are. So we're gonna have to change that up a little bit. We may need a defensive tackle. We still need someone to get that rush. We still need a pass rushing linebacker. In coverage linebackers wise, we are going to continue to play, Xavier and Logan Ryan, more in Peppers as quasi linebacker safeties, because the majority of times they play in the box. So, I mean, like I said, I think the defense will be fine. I think we'll be okay. I think they will be okay. 2 more questions. Okay. Should we look at? Yes, I think we should. I was surprised. I understood why Chicago dumped him, but I was kind of surprised by that. Let's see. You ever look at it, you've been absolutely facepalm at something you said? No. No. Listen, you know what? I say a lot of stuff wrong. Like, when it comes to the technical portion of it, I'm usually accurate, but a lot of times my brain gets ahead of my mouth. So I'm going. So sometimes I think it's funny. I laugh because sometimes when people say you said this, and I'm like I did, but no, I never. Last two questions. Peppers is so yes, I like Peppers. I liked him at Michigan. Last question is going to be: what do you think of Joe Judge? Like Joe Judge, was not a fan of the hire. Not a fan of his philosophy in reference to using psychology on the players. The whole him running in the dirt and going after the ball and everything, and squirting the hose. That was just him showing that he was, after being a hard butt, that he was just one of the guys. That was a whole psychological thing. And it was funny though, because you actually go back and watch the video. Dalvin Tomlinson has the hose, and as he's sliding, Dalvin squirts him right in the face, which is something that is psychological. So, you know what, guys, we're going to wrap it up right there. It was a lot of fun today. We had a lot of good questions, a lot of good comments. I'm going to be doing some new videos next week. We are retiring in a year, so we're still looking for, the host with the most to replace me. We had a young gentleman that was going to come on and do it today, but you know what? I had to push everything back because I was late getting back here. I hope everyone has a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you can if you can subscribe, if you can ring that bell, you think you know what it means? That'd be awesome. All right, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.